to have you join us on this edition of NAFDAC and Your Health, brought to you by NAFDAC, that agency that is empowered to control the administration of food, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment with a view to ensuring that the best of those products are made available to you. My name is Amanda Ugo, your regular host.
Today's edition of NAFDAC and Your Health features the consultative meeting between the NAFDAC management team and the Cocoa Processors Association of Nigeria and other stakeholders in the cocoa trade on the issues of concern raised by the stakeholders in the cocoa business as a result of the cocoa export regulation introduced by NAFDAC, in which deliberations were held to allay the fears of the cocoa traders. And then in the second segment, we'll bring you how things went at the award and retirement ceremony held by NAFDAC recently. NAFDAC, in its continued and concerted efforts to safeguard the health of Nigeria and strengthen the country's economy as it delivers on this mandate, has employed strategies to enhance trade through locally made goods that are under its purview, both locally and internationally. This has seen the agency taking steps to promote the exportation of its regulated products. Great efforts have been made to address and combat the worrying issue of rejection of products exported from Nigeria to other countries.
NAFDAC, which is now a WHO Maturity Level 3 regulatory authority, has under my leadership updated and gazetted 21 new regulations covering many areas of our regulatory activities. Export regulations is just one of the several regulations that are in the process of being gazetted into law. As you are all aware, the shameful state of the regulated products which are packaged and for most of the time exported without NAFDAC certification failed at the entry borders, and reports have accumulated to put Nigeria at a disadvantage in international commerce, especially products going to European Union. A number of our products are already on the red list of some importing nations. This has been the outcome of years of poor oversight and lack of regulatory supervision of the quality and safety components of regulated products, whether packaged and presented, actually packaged and presented for export. These enabling laws have placed the responsibility of regulation and control of the quality and safety of these products on NAFDAC. If NAQS is in the house, they will say that they have some parameters that they test, and yes, they have parameters that they test. We have many parameters that we test, and it is now working together that seems to be our problem. We have continued to pursue regulatory interventions at both local and international levels to ensure that we are not totally and completely banned from exporting any kind of food product in international commerce. Some of our products are rejected not only by EU, they are rejected by US. At least I know that UK possibly, but after the Brexit, But we know that the rate of rejection has not declined.
The decision to reactivate the export section of NAFDAC's mandate led to the formulation of the cocoa export regulations, which NAFDAC hosted on its website. The cocoa export regulations started generating reactions and concerns from stakeholders of the sector.
And it is good that people have concerns. That is why we post them. We have to be transparent as an ML3 organization. Does NAFDAC have the regulatory capacity and competence to superintend over regulated product export certification? Yes, we do, but we will discuss that. Is NAFDAC the statutory authority to certify regulated products for export? Yes, for products that are under our mandate. Are NAFDAC laboratories suitably qualified and accredited to perform the functions of test and certification of regulated products for export, NAFDAC has the best labs in the country. And it is just about 10 minutes drive. We can take a tour into our food laboratory in Oshodi. And NAFDAC certificates recognized as competent authority in international commerce? Yes and no. It depends on the countries. Will NAFDAC not constitute a clog in the progress of regulated product export trade in terms of timelines? Yes and no. Is this not another revenue generation opportunity for NAFDAC? No. It is our desire to address this and other concerns in the course of today's engagement, and I plead with all our stakeholders to relax and be ready for an open and profitable discourse during today's interaction, in the overall interest of our exporters and the image of the nation.
Consequently, to put the concerns of the stakeholders in the cocoa trade in perspective, allay their fears to continue to foster necessary collaborations to enhance trade in cocoa and its product, the management of NAFDAC recently organized a consultative meeting with the Cocoa Processors Association of Nigeria and other stakeholders in the sector. Speaking at the meeting, NAFDAC Deputy Director in charge of Port Inspection, Mr. Tony Eragbe, explained the reason the NAFDAC Director General personally asked to meet with the Cocoa Processors Association of Nigeria.
For a Director General that came and gave a powerful slogan which was customers focus and agency minded. Customer focus, we don't joke with that. And if we had a Director General who prioritized the issue of export to empower the local production or the local manufacturing sector by placing so many drug products, pharmaceutical products on ceiling lists, specially created so that we encourage the local manufacturers of pharmaceuticals. Why would anybody feel that we are trying to frustrate export of agricultural goods and commodities? Those two things struck me, and I felt we needed to address. If there are problems, there are always problems. Resistance when certain things are trying to come up. In the long run, I always say we want a win-win situation. With that, I would want us to be relaxed, take our time, address those issues.
Subsequently, the representatives of the Cocoa Processor Association of Nigeria, COPAN, presented their concerns to the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, herself, one after the other.
You see cocoa on either container or on a truck today, and both of them get lost. For us in the business, I would not look for the truck. I would look for the cocoa, because that which is on it today, on one trailer, you'll be talking about several tens of millions of naira. As a matter of fact, hundreds of millions of naira if it's product inside a container. So 1 minute of delay for us is not like delaying a whole stock of yam inside the whole of Aso Rock. It will not be more than just the container that I have on the truck. So I don't have the sensitivity to delay is not comparable. Now, it is therefore capital intensive for us.
According to Mr. Yusuf Isiaka, COPAN is not only time and cost sensitive, but believes that it's been currently subjected to stringent regulations locally and internationally. He concluded that cocoa is definitely not one of the exported goods being rejected by other countries except on exceptional and rare occasions. Reacting to the concerns raised by the representatives of the Cocoa Processors Association, the NAFDAC DG, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, allayed their fears, stating that the meeting was to elicit necessary information so that modifications can be made to the regulations.
The fact that we posted something on the web doesn't mean it's the finality. This is the type of stakeholders meeting that we have after posting a regulation on the web, because we cannot post a regulation just based on our perspective alone. It will be gathering information from our stakeholders and then modifying the regulation. So whatever is on the web is to generate conversation. It's not finality. Why can't we do random sampling for those that we know do not have problems? However, it has to be based on data. If we don't know anything about a company, we cannot do anything until we go and start, okay, the first time actually they were okay. That is hand-holding. Why? Because we are looking for forex, and we cannot get forex if the industry is not continuously supported, especially export. So for the cocoa product producers, we have to do hand-holding. We're going to revise our regulation. We may have another meeting in which we will do the revision based on some of these comments, so that we are all on the same page. We cannot gazette anything without the stakeholders adding to it. In fact, most of our regulations, the stakeholders have added a lot of value, because we see from one perspective, they see from a different perspective. But we are all going on the same road to make sure that trade is facilitated, but with quality products.
Other necessary issues addressed included registration, tariffs, and inspection. The meeting ended on a good note, as the members of COPAN were pleased with the manner the NAFDAC DG addressed their concerns, and also promised to continue to see them as partners in export promotion.
NAFDAC and Your Health will be back after the short break.
NAFDAC has observed with dismay the wanton illegality of unlicensed vendors peddling drugs to unsuspecting members of the public, despite efforts aimed at tackling the menace of drug hawking. NAFDAC hereby advises the general public to desist from buying drugs from these merchants of death. Drugs sold by hawkers are fake, counterfeit, and substandard. The hawkers expose the drugs to inclement weather, which degrades their active ingredients since they are stored in conditions that render drugs poisonous. The drugs could therefore damage the liver and kidney or lead to the death of the consumer. Drug hawkers constitute threat to our national security. Hawking of drug is one of the main causes of drug abuse, as victims continue to fetch drugs from unregistered and unregulated hawkers. Consequently, drug abusers soon succumb to the dilemma of depression, personality disorders, suicidal thoughts, mental disorder, sleep problems, organ failure, damaged immune system, memory loss, anxiety, social and economic problems. NAFDAC hereby warns those involved in the nefarious act of hawking drugs to desist from this illegal act or face the wrath of the law. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back. It's good to know you're still watching NAFDAC and Your Health.
Motivating and encouraging the workforce has always been key to NAFDAC, particularly as this fuel their commitment and dedication to work. The agency also shows appreciation and ceremoniously sent forth staff members who have put in years of meritorious service and are due for retirement. This also serves as another way to encourage those who are still in service. A grand celebration to make both events, which has been an annual practice, came up again recently. The glamorous event brought together staff members of NAFDAC from across the agency's offices nationwide to celebrate and have fun. It was indeed a great avenue for the hardworking and efficient workforce of NAFDAC to be under one roof to party, unlike the usual meetings and gatherings where the target is to work. All dressed in flamboyant dresses, looking gaily and obviously in relaxed moods, there was no doubt that they had come to have fun. The Director General of NAFDAC, who herself appeared resplendent unlike her usual official appearance, expressed her joy at being at the gathering in celebration of dedication to work.
Distinguished staff, retirees, and our dedicated awardees, ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound gratitude and immense pride that I stand before you today at the 2023 NAFDAC Awards Recognition and Retirement Ceremony. This occasion is not just an event, just like I said, but a celebration of the relentless dedication, hard work, and unyielding spirit that each of you brings to the agency every single day. Today, we honor the individuals who have gone above and beyond, whose contributions have not only upheld but elevated the standards of NAFDAC, and the standards of NAFDAC are international standards.
Dr. Amatu Mamadu, the Director in charge of Veterinary Medicine and Allied Products Directorate, was the chairperson of the organizing committee of the event. He also spoke on the purpose of the gathering.
Today we gather to celebrate excellence, honor dedication, and bid farewell to those who have been pillars of our organization. Today we honor exceptional contributions of our awardees. These individuals have demonstrated an outstanding commitment to the mission and values that represent the very best of NAFDAC. You have gone above and beyond in your roles, showing that with determination and a sense of purpose we can achieve great things.
Various categories of award were presented to deserving staff. These were the Long Time Award, otherwise known as the Long Service Award, Award for the staff involved in NAFDAC pre-qualification, Award for the nominees from directorates and zones, among others. The Director General, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, was also awarded for her visionary and progressive leadership.
And now, moving on to NAFDAC news updates. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has reacted to a video circulating on social media titled "Bread Sold in Market Failing Laboratory Tests. NAFDAC Raises Fresh Alarm." The reporter of the said report had stated that NAFDAC had raised the concern that most of the bread in the market are failing laboratory tests due to the fact that producers are using saccharin to bake bread more than they are using sugar due to the high cost of sugar. The reporter had gone on to tell Nigerians to avoid bread. As a responsive regulatory agency, NAFDAC has therefore provided clarification that the content of the video on avoiding bread in Nigeria does not reflect the observations of NAFDAC, which was made during a stakeholders engagement held on the 16th of August 2024 in Ibadan, Oyo State. At no time during the engagement with stakeholders did NAFDAC suggest that Nigerians should avoid bread baked and sold in Nigeria. The Director General of the agency, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, has stated that NAFDAC is a responsible regulator and does not make general statements capable of causing panic and fear in the population. Any baker found using unapproved food additives in the case of saccharin is appropriately sanctioned in line with extant regulatory provisions. The NAFDAC DG also said Nigerian industrial standard does not permit the use of saccharin in bread. This is the same for the Codex General Standard for Food Additives, an authoritative reference point for food additives, which also does not permit the use of saccharin in bread. Like other food additives, sweeteners usually undergo thorough risk assessment for safety by an expert body, the Joint FAO-WHO Expert Committee on Food Additives, before approval for use. NAFDAC therefore dissociates herself from the comment of the reporter in the circulating video about avoiding bread in Nigeria. The report was a personal statement of the reporter, who does not speak for the agency. NAFDAC reassures the public that the agency remains fully alive to her responsibilities of safeguarding the health of the public. That was NAFDAC Update. You have been updated.
That has been our package on this edition of the program. The next edition promises to be informative and very enlightening. In case you have anything to tell NAFDAC about how the clandestine activities that endanger the health of our nation can be checked, please do not hesitate to reach out to us.
You can reach NAFDAC via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email NAFDAC at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. NAFDAC, customer focused, agency minded.
Be a patriotic Nigerian. Join hands with NAFDAC to eliminate the activities of those who import, produce, distribute, market, advertise, or sell unwholesome food products, drugs, cosmetics, and medical equipment. Such people are enemies of our nation. Do not be part of them. Till we meet again next week, stay safe.